It's silly, fun, deep, and it's got Groot. NERDSoul. Late LK at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGEEK and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, we got another wonderful movie review. Now, before we get started, I got a little bit of house cleaning for you guys, but I'm not gonna hold you too long. Some of y'all have been hitting me up, sending me messages. Even my contemporaries have told me to start a Patreon account. So here it is. You can check the link down below. Hit me up if you want to help me to expand NERDSoul, hit more of these events, do more traveling, do more interviews, provide more content. Here is your chance beyond just buying t-shirts. And I think it's fun. It's a lot of fun doing this, and you know, you guys wanting to help me out. I responded, you asked me to make one, so I made one. So drop $1 in the bucket. But if you can't drop $1 in the bucket, make sure that you share this video. Let people know that you like what you seeing, man. Hit that like button and make sure once again to share this. But let's move forward, because we are here for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This movie is a lot of fun. It is. This movie is beautiful. It doubles down on what you loved about the first movie.
Himself, mostly.
He's wanted largely on charges of minor assault, public intoxication, and fraud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
And what I mean by doubling down is like you just get to see the attitudes, the jokes at each other, the snarky comments, and you get to see a good look at what the galaxy is like now after they saved the galaxy the first time. And you know, you have this group that kind of was forced to get to know each other, and now they're in a place where I guess the honeymoon phase is over, and now they have to really get to know each other. See, when you're forced to get to know each other, you have like a certain perspective and a certain rapport with each other. But when you really have to get into the deep day-to-day stuff of just being around someone, that's when the rubber hits the road, as my old folks would love to say. And you get a lot of that in this movie. And I'm going to get to that in a second, because that's what I think makes this movie shine. But another thing that makes this movie shine is its visuals. There's some moments in this movie that are just like paintings. You know, like it could be a poster. Like you could put a poster up on your wall somewhere, you know, on your ceiling or whatever, or on a mural, and it would just be beautiful. Like there's some moments where, like, say Drax and Mantis are sitting down and the landscape is so beautiful. Or, you know, like there's like a balcony scene where, you know, Peter's there and it's just so picturesque. And this movie just really shines at making this world and these other settings so fantastical. And I gotta give a shout out to just like Kevin Feige, James Gunn, the whole team, all those guys, and each of those VFX artists that made this movie what it is visually, because it's really impressive. And speaking of impressive, we get to see some impressive new characters, like some new Ravagers. We get to see Ego, who is Peter's dad, and that's not a spoiler because you see that in the trailer. Mantis. We get to see a lot of people like the Sovereign, who are just these like interesting, intricately detailed and costumed and make-up people that just really help sell this galaxy beyond just our world. You know, like on Earth, things are kind of like normal. You got buildings and stuff. But then when you go out to the galaxy, when you go out to like on the other side of the sun or something, you get to see some crazy stuff. And just like the colors, just the attitudes, and just like the vibe and the feel is so great, because you have someone like Mantis who is meek, but she really knows how to get to the deeper part of someone. Then you have someone like Ego, who's very kind of like fun-loving, jovial type, but he has, you know, this side of him that's very just irreverent, I guess you could say. And then you have the Ravagers, who have their own kind of like pirate biker bar craziness thing going on with them. And it just really helps show how diverse this movie and this galaxy that we live in is outside of just Earth. And I think it's really cool, man. I think it helps to broaden what Marvel is doing. And all that stuff I think is super fresh, super invigorating when you watch it, when you experience it. And of course there's some stuff like, you know, it's really silly at times, and sometimes it's extremely silly to the point where, you know, you'll see what my score is in a second, but I don't think it pulls away from what the greatest part of this film is. But before I move any forward, I gotta let y'all know that I am on BlackHollywoodLive.com. That's right, it's the first online network for African Americans. It's super dope. You can check them out on BlackHollywoodLive.com. That's right, they do after shows, celebrity interviews, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, and you can check them out from week to week on youtube.com/BlackHollywoodLive. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, well, if he loves this stuff so much, what is the 1 star for? Well, the one missing star is because this movie does get silly at times. And there are times where it's too silly for my taste. But I think it's overshadowed and outshined by how much growth is in this movie. And when I talk about growth, I think this movie does in a sequel what a lot of sequels don't do. Most sequels look to go bigger and better with everything they do. They're just like bigger and better, just make it bigger and better, spend more money and put some more explosions, and that's all you need. But this movie, in ways, turned inward and had characters deal with themselves. And every character in this movie grows. Every character in this movie changes. And I think that's something that this movie really shines on, because it's not something that you see a lot in a sequel. In many sequels, it's just kind of like run of the mill, let's repeat our same success. But in this one, we really got to see these characters grow individually and as a unit. And we even got to see the ancillary characters around them grow and change. And, you know, maybe have some regrets, maybe not have some regrets, maybe break up, maybe make up, all of that good stuff that made me sit back and look and be like, wow, I didn't expect this. And there's a component, of course, from the trailer, you guys already know, between Peter Quill and his father with Ego that, you know, whenever I get father-son stories, I'm just a sucker for them. You know what I'm saying? Pops, love you, man. But I really, you know, love those stories that are able to put fathers, or whether it's a father or a surrogate father, you know, together in a relationship where they're able to like grow together and maybe understand or learn different things about each other, and how much they changed each other's lives. And that type of stuff, it gets me. So I think that's what pushed this movie over for me. And something that's this great about a movie like this, I got to give this joint 4 out of 5 stars. The joint is just, it's incredible, man. I really enjoyed this. The character growth was dope. Yes, it's silly at times, but I think if you can get through some of the silliness, I think there's a deeper story in here that a lot of people are missing, or a lot of people are kind of like, I guess, disregarding due to the colors and the flash and the silly. But you know, I'm interested to see what you'll get out of this. Holla at me in them comments below. If you haven't seen it yet, that's why I try to wait a week. So if you haven't decided yet, I think you should definitely go see it. If you have seen it, let me know what you got out of this one. And if you haven't seen it, don't jump in them comments yet, because it may be spoilery down there. But let me know what you got out of this joint, because I thought it was a lot deeper than people are giving it credit for. So before I bounce, I got to tell y'all to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, you can check all my videos out, from the oldest, the newest, the latest, the greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for them players. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that nerd soul. That's right, there is no other way that I can tell people that you like what you are watching. And of course, my shout outs got to go to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Call your dad, tell him you love him. Peace.